Well, good Sunday evening / Monday morning / whatever time it is where you are, and welcome to the June 2025 Operating Crew giveaway. And joining me to do that, the executive producer of Around the Layout, Paul Cassar. Paul, good to see you, my friend.
How are you, Ray? Good evening, everybody. It's Monday morning here, 11 o'clock here in Sydney. It's actually celebrating King's birthday, so we have Monday off. It's a public holiday.
There you go. So Paul's taking the day off thanks to a public holiday. I guess the king is it King Charles of Britain that you're celebrating? Oh, look at that.
Yeah, because we're a member of the Commonwealth. So it used to be Queen's birthday weekend. Now it's the King's birthday weekend. Not that it's actually his birthday, but we celebrate it every June, long weekend. So I don't mind.
Go. So it must have been a king's birthday at some point, or queen's birthday, or whoever's birthday it was. So, well, congratulations to you for having the day off, and glad you're able to join me as we're going to be giving away another cool prize for the operating crew, thanks to our friends from Rapido. So
yeah, really
we'll
good.
We'll get into that in a few moments. We'll let's take a look and let's see who's joining us here in the chat. We got John M joining us, saying good evening. And we also have O.J. Rossell, another gentleman who I saw at the Northeast. I keep saying New England, but they changed the name of it. It's the Northeast Railroad Prototype Modelers Meet that was in Springfield. And I had an absolute blast there, Paul. And I wrote about it in the upcoming. We're only just a couple days away from the ATLP Extra hitting. And I was able to write about all the experiences there.
Yeah, it's a good addition. Being exec producer, I get to have a look at it a little bit earlier and put in a little article myself. It's a good read.
All right. Well, I appreciate that, and I look forward to everybody seeing that. We've also got some articles in there from Matthew Fricks, and Tim Garland provided some content for us as well. We've got a product review in there, of course, the prototype photo of the month. You'll get a look at also the question of the month. There's just a bunch of things in there that help supplement the podcast. So please, if you haven't already, head over to atlpextra.com and check out the newsletter. It is free, delivered right to your inbox.
I've watched a few of Tim's recent videos on YouTube. They've just been fantastic. The series on boxcars, and I watched the one today on his operations. Really good quality stuff.
Yeah, Tim is knocking it out of the park, and that's what he'll be talking about in his article in ATLP Extra about all those series. So definitely check out that article. We got Alex Mantle joining us from Wyoming. Good to see you, Alex. Yeah, Randy Dorman stopping by. Also is John Garvin, our good friend Ed O'Connell, who we just heard from this past week, talking about the Rochester Model Railroad Club. It was great to talk to Ed and Rob Bartels about that. We have our mystery man from the Illinois Midland Railroad, saying the underpaid executive assistant. He's I don't know. He's earning his keep right now. He's doing great. Ralph Renzetti joining us. Good to see you, Ralph. Jean, I guess is what that is. Yeah. Hello from Pennsylvania. Well, hello to you. Mr. Teddy D.I. Oreo. See how I pronounced that? Hopefully everybody starts to figure that one out. It was great to see Teddy at the NERPM as well. We weathered a car together. I think it came out pretty darn good. In fact, I should have brought it and kept it on screen, but I think I tossed it in a box because I'm starting to pack stuff up, but it looked pretty darn good, and Ted helped me get that.
So what was that? A boxcar or a loco?
It was the Mesquite Belt covered hopper that was released by, I think it was Tangent and Home Shops. So great car that was. And unfortunately I had left it in the back of the paint booth, and I hit it with like some white speckle. I forgot it was back there. And one of my rushing around kind of things. But Ted was able to bail me out, and the car looks, I think, pretty fantastic. So thanks again, Ted, for that. And that, the hands-on clinics are so awesome to attend. And, I'd like to talk about that as well in the ATLP Extra. I mentioned about it. And it's just so good to be able to get to those events and get that hands-on experience. And Ted provides that. So thank you for that. Andy Day coming to us from Lucasville, Ohio. Good to see you, Andy. We have a visitor from New Zealand. They don't have the day off today, too, do they?
I'm not sure. Possibly. would be sharing the King's birthday as well.
That could very well be. Well, here's a guy that's definitely off maybe today, Darren. Maybe he's got a holiday and maybe not, or maybe he's driving that truck. I'm not sure, but good to see Darren. And we saw him in the new operating crew chat, the Aussie edition that we're calling it, on Thursday morning, 7 a.m. Eastern time and 9 p.m.
Australian time, Eastern time.
Yeah, Sydney time, right? Because you got a couple different time zones in
Australia.
We
have
right?
three, but East Coast is Sydney time, Queensland's on Sydney time, except when daylight savings on it changes again, but we won't go there.
Excellent. Jimmy Braun.
We have daylight saving, New South Wales, Queensland doesn't, so we drop an hour, but anyway.
Yeah, we've got what, 4 time zones in the U.S. So yeah, sometimes it's even worse when we got a calculator to figure out when Paul and I can talk at times. So Jimmy Braun sharing that he was able to attend his first RPM meet this year, RPM East in Youngwood, Pennsylvania. I hope you had a great time there, Jimmy. Hope you'll make it to another one. Nick LaRusso stopping by, saying hello, as is Joe Bohannon stopping by to say hello. And make sure you stop by. If you're here, throw a comment in. Let us know you're here. Glad to have you here on a Sunday evening. We're trying something new based on a survey that 75% of folks said Sunday evenings. I hope all 75% weren't Australian, though, because then I definitely messed up the time, right?
That's right. It would have been 12 hours ago.
Yeah, I'm a late, which is about par for the course lately. So,
yeah. Ray, would you say that RPMs are growing in popularity? There's more RPMs seem to be popping up in the US?
I would say so. I mean, we've got the usual run, the ones that have been going for quite a while, and then you've got some new ones that have popped up, like you mentioned, the Colorado. I forgot what she's calling it now. I think it's Colorado Rail Meet, but it is an RPM style meet that's happening. That's Michelle Kempema running that from the Colorado Model Railroad Museum. So that's a good one. So we're adding, I know that the Central Georgia folks is growing. I saw Paul Spielman at the NERPM, and they had a great time with the Central Georgia one. And I think maybe they're going to be looking to expand that one a little bit more as well. And the St. Louis RPM keeps cranking along and growing. And
you're going to that again this year?
And I'm going to that in late July. We're going to have a whole bunch of really cool things. If you can find yourself out in the St. Louis area, definitely that's one to be at. And then I'm going to be moderating a roundtable discussion with some of the top names in model railroading, talking about technology and model railroading. That's going to be a really great time. Of the likes of Tony Custer is going to be on that panel. I don't have the whole list. Scott Thornton, I think Michael from ISE, and I apologize, I don't have the list in front of me. I wasn't really all well prepared, but nonetheless, some of the top names and really interesting folks when it comes to technology and model railroading is going to be there. So
would be great if it was recorded so that we could see it later.
Well, if the executive producer will fly over to the St. Louis RPM, he can figure the technical parts out. But this year, I don't think we're going to be able to pull that off, but we're going to look at it for future years. It's a little hard to run tech from a building that I've only been at once, and I just don't have enough logistics to figure out. I mean, they've already got enough where they got to figure out how to simulcast it into a second room, let alone trying to throw the recording. I'll have the recorder there. If I so happen to make it easy and be able to record it, I'll do it. If not, that's okay. But I will also be doing some content from there. We'll do a couple of interviews and we'll do some stuff to build some content for the podcast at this St. Louis RPM.
When you talk about technology, I saw actually just before I came online, I was watching a YouTube from Paul Stamp. He was upgrading an SD70, sorry. And I noticed that he had an overview camera so that you're watching what's on his desktop while he's working on this locomotive, to which he had a fair bit of problems actually. But on his watch, that was the actual screen on his watch, so that he could see while he was doing the demonstration the same as what the viewers would be seeing.
Amazing.
I've not seen that before. So it wasn't an Apple Watch. It was a round one, whatever. But yeah, he actually had the same view as what we were seeing, so that he could obviously keep an eye on where his hands were and where the model was. Not seen it before. I thought it was quite ingenious.
Yeah, I think
On
that's
how he
really
did that.
amazing. I'll have to check that out and talk to Paul about how he got all that tech figured out, because as we're rumoring around what we'd like to start doing on a Sunday evening, and we're not even sure on the frequency yet. This idea is still very much in its infancy, but we're also trying to figure out all the tech stuff to make it to the standard that we try to run the show at, and be able to provide clear, concise audio and video. So it'll be definitely somebody to be talked to. But yeah, Alex, I hope that answered your question. Will the roundtable be live streamed? I don't believe it will be live streamed. I would believe they would, maybe like to do that, but I think this being the first one, it may be a little tough to get the tech where it needs to be. Jimmy Braun sharing is also a clinician at the RPM East this year. Well, that's awesome. And the progress on the East Broad Top from 2020 to 2025. Yeah, the clinics are really great at these RPMs. It get some choices. And it's a variety of different things, from how to even just folks sharing up layout updates. And as you hear those layout updates, there's certainly plenty of ideas to be grabbed a hold of.
Yep. And I look forward to seeing what you see. St. Louis RPM would probably be the number one, would it, in USA for RPMs?
I wouldn't want to gauge them. I mean, I think they're all great, and all great for a different reason. I think the St. Louis RPM is great because of its location, because it's easy for everybody to get to. It's kind of center of the country. It's kind of thing. But there's some local ones that are absolutely fantastic as well, and they bring that local flavor. And what's great about those, say you live in Georgia and you go to the Central Georgia RPM and you find out a guy or gal 5-10 miles down the road is a model railroader, that you connect with people and meet new people and make new friends. So I think those local ones have their own greatness. So I wouldn't say they're better or worse. I'd just say they're different.
Yeah.
And they all provide different things. So I think that's the way it is. And Alex, love to meet you in person. If you have a chance to get to St. Louis, we will all be there. I'm taking the car ride down with Matt Fricks. I'm flying into Chicago, and then him and I are going to make a little rail fanning trip out of it as well. And I'm sure points of the Gateway Western will come up in that whole conversation too. So, or that trip rather. And it's going to be quite a heck of a conversation on the way down too.
Matt's been busy this weekend. He's been laying track on his layout, laying the yard throat. So he's been posting a few images on Facebook. Building this layout there.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So Matt doing quite a bit of things, and getting his layout done, and I've been chatting quite a bit. And then he put in a nice article, and I'll leave that to a little suspense, but he had went down another rabbit hole in his research and shares with us all the information that he was able to get, and yet another resource for learning about rail cars and car forwarding and all the stuff that Matt's loves to be involved with. So Joe Bohannon saying I'm trying to get out to, we'll go back to that one. I'm trying to get out to Colorado RPM this year. That should be a nice trip for you, Joe, out of Texas.
Yeah, Darren, I hope to get over there. Ray keeps mentioning to me I need to get over there. I'm saving his salary payments to go towards my airfare. But maybe, Darren, when you go over next time, maybe we could do an Aussie tour. A few of us. I'm a bit disappointed this year, Ray. I'm heading over to Canada in August, and it's the same time when our NMRA conference is on in Brisbane.
Bummer.
I would have been going up to Brisbane with Darren and the boys for our two. We have a national conference every 2 years. So it's the same in the US, right? Every two, or is it every year?
No, every year we have that national convention. Yeah. This year it's in Novi, Michigan. And then next year, I'm not going to be able to make Novi because just so many things happening in July. Of course, I'm going to the 25th anniversary of Spring Creek Model Trains, their celebration, their train show on the 4th of July weekend. And then it's at the end of the month, I'm going to the St. Louis RPM. I don't think I'd be able to get through the other Around the Layout podcast management giving me permission to go to yet a third event. So, she would certainly shoot that one down. But we will definitely be going to the 2026 NMRA National Convention in Chattanooga, Tennessee. That one's going to be a blast. Tennessee is
thought
just a
about
beautiful
there.
place to be, and yeah, that's going to be an absolute blast. So I will be in Chattanooga in 2026.
Yeah, I thought about that, but I'm actually already booked. I'm doing the Indian Pacific, which is the train ride between Sydney and Perth, which is one of the longest passenger journeys in the world. So I'm booked in for that at the same time. I don't know how I do it, but
I want everybody to take note that maybe, everybody thinks that Paul's pay is terrible, but we give him awesome vacation time. He gets as much vacation time as he wants. So there is a trade-off. Sometimes it's not just about pay, it's about benefits, and he's got great benefits. So
that's
just
true.
make sure Paul's not completely abused. So Jimmy stopping by, what's up to you as well? Joel Ashcroft joining us from Oregon. It's just amazing to see folks all over Austin, Ogden joining us. I hope I pronounced your last name right, Austin. Jonathan Turner also stopping by and saying hello. So we've got a lot of great folks in the room. Glad they're able to spend their Sunday night with us for a little bit as we do our Operating Crew giveaway. Our Operating Crew, for those that may not know, is the Patreon-driven support for the podcast. In exchange for that, and as part of your membership, we do a couple different things. You get an exclusive sticker. You get access to upcoming show previews on Patreon, on the Patreon feed. You get your name recognized on our website, aroundthelayout.com/crew. You get discounts to a couple different select retailers. Those discount codes are available once you become a member. They show there. And then you get entered every month into these drawings that we've been doing. And we're on quite a streak here. It's just been absolutely amazing, the support we get from the companies that are support Around the Layout podcast, and of course the Operating Crew. And this month is Rapido Trains, and unfortunately Rapido Trains couldn't join us. As I'm saying, showing a couple hellos. We got Lauren James saying hello, and we also have the Trainman 64. They were unable to join us live, but they did record a video. So why don't we just take a minute here, and we'll have Rapido tell us a little bit about some Cabbage. Let's check it out.
This is Jordan from Rapido, and I'm here with
Jeremy from Rapido.
Let's see if we can get this to actually work where we can see them.
Busy the last few weeks. We had some big launch.
Paul, let's start it again. Let's try this again. And of course, it's got to give us technical difficulties, even though we tested it and it worked just fine. All right, we are going to go like this. And we're going to go.
Hey guys, this is Jordan from Rapido, and I'm here with
Jeremy from Rapido.
And we've been pretty busy the last few weeks. We had some big launches in May. We've got some even bigger launches coming up in July and August. Something for everyone.
Well, how's that working for us, Paul?
Technology at its best.
Yeah, technology at its best. Well, we apologize to Rapido for not being able to get that video to completely play. So we're going to do our best to kind of pick up the pieces and see if we can get this this covered well. So for June, Rapido Trains has provided us with an HO scale Amtrak NPCU, or that's nicknamed Cabbage, I would say, because it is not only just a cab, but it's also a baggage car all in one. Amtrak used these in the rear of their trains, I believe, and this gave them rear control in the opposite direction, i.e. when the train was being shoved, but still also served as a non-powered unit that had the place for baggage in there. I think, and I'm not absolutely certain, but if anybody else wants to jump in and confirm this, I believe it was Good Morning America did this whole tour quite a few years back, and I believe they converted one of these Cabbage cars to a production studio for that coast to coast trip. So there was something that and I believe it was an NPCU that they used. Somebody can confirm that if they know what if I'm talking out I don't know out of school or not here. So, But anyway, it's an NPCU Cabbage DCC, DCC sound unit. And although these aren't powered in real life, they will actually be powered on your railroad. That will help with train control, obviously, for model railroading. So it does have motors in, traction motors, and it will actually power them. It's not just being dragged along as a car. So DCC sound unit from Rapido, beautiful cars. This one is in the Amtrak Phase 3 paint, and it will be actually the car you see here, 90222. So if you are an Amtrak modeler and you have a train to put this on, or if you're just a collector or you just like Rapido products, here's the opportunity. Our operating crew is going to win a member of our operating crew is going to win this tonight. So
Ray, we'll post this to the friends or onto the Around the Layout Facebook group as well, the video.
Yeah, we'll share that video out so folks can watch that on our Facebook page and on in the Facebook group. Absolutely, we will do that. These are moving fast. I'm looking now on Rapido's website, which Paul has put at the bottom of the screen, rapidotrains.com. They are selling like hotcakes, and a few of them out of stock. But again, check your local dealer. If you don't win tonight, you might be able to get your hands on one. There's a whole bunch of really cool versions. The Amtrak Veterans version, the Downeaster is available. Phase 5 paint. Just a lot of different options available. Check them all out again on their website, rapidotrains.com. Yeah. I can't do them justice like Rapido Trains can. Those guys are great and very funny. Hopefully I've just covered this well enough to get by for tonight, and hopefully we can figure out what our video problems are for the future.
I always say, Ray, that it's really special that we're supported by so many manufacturers in the hobby. It's we're so not just that we're lucky, but we you put in a lot of hard work, but it's just good. It's nice recognition from the manufacturers that they come to Around the Layout podcast and support it.
I think it's absolutely amazing that all the support that we get, including the manufacturers and of course all the fine folks who have joined the operating crew and those that listen, and we get so much feedback. Another thing before we give this away, we ought to mention is the survey. The survey is already set to exceed last year's numbers for participation, which is absolutely amazing. So while your folks are here, and if you've got a computer in front of you, here's a chance for you to win a $200 gift certificate to Spring Creek Model Trains, who is, by the way, a Rapido dealer. So you can maybe be able to buy some Rapido stuff with that $200 gift certificate. That you can go to aroundthelayout.com/survey. It's that simple, aroundthelayout.com/survey. Fill out the survey. It's 20 questions. Take you about 10 minutes or so. And then once you're done, make sure you put your email address in and you'll be entered to win. We'll do that drawing at the end of June, and all the information is available on the contest on our website. Again, aroundthelayout.com/survey. But back to giving this away. Oh, go ahead,
I
Paul.
did miss, Ray, before that. I did miss our sponsors as well for ATLP and the advertisers. It takes a lot to have a podcast, and one that we really try to have professional, and it doesn't come cheap. I'm surprised by some of the costs that the podcast has to do with server space and all that type of stuff, your time and the like. So, the sponsorship really helps as well, and appreciate those sponsors.
Absolutely. Yeah. Everybody who contributes and is partnered with Around the Layout podcast is certainly appreciated. We've been very blessed to have some amazing people associated with the podcast, including some people who are also stopping by and saying hello, including Dundas Junction Model Railroad. It's good to see him. Always love watching their Off the Rails Monday. It's a good way to keep myself entertained while I'm banging around hotel rooms throughout the Northeast. And then, Christopher Smith says, I feel like I've seen these on the Downeaster a few times or 10. Yeah, it's probably a popular car amongst, on that Downeaster. So yeah, we've got quite a few people stopping by saying hello, and let's get back to this and let's give this away. And then we'll go over just a couple housekeeping things as well. Yep. So let's go ahead. You can take that banner down, Paul. I'm going to pull up the Wheel O names, and this is very weird how this screen is acting. So maybe we got a glitchy glitch here. Add the stage. There we go. At least we found the Wheel of names. That's a good thing. Paul, 190 names on the wheel tonight. Wow. Amazing support that we get from Around the Layout podcast. And some folks are going, 190 people. That's a lot of people. Listen, it's still better than your local lottery. So you got a better chance of winning that than to go down and play the scratch off. So yeah, a good chance, but really appreciate everybody's support of the podcast and throwing in that $3 a month. And tonight, you're going to get yourself taken care of. The winner is going to, I think we figured out like 10 years or something like that. You'll be even for before you're negative again. So 349, I think it was $349 value we're giving away tonight. So here we go. You ready, Paul? Let's spin the Wheel O names.
Let's go for it.
Our good friend Glenn Fricks is our winner tonight. Glenn will, I'm sure, be putting that on the sipping and switching layout in North Carolina. Congratulations, Glenn. You are the winner. We will get that cabbage heading your way. So, again, congratulations to Glenn for winning the Rapido NPCU Cabbage HO scale locomotive.
Excellent.
Very cool. And let's see here. Let's take this off the screen. Now it's back to just you and me. Let's do a little housekeeping here, and let's go through some of the links. Let's start with if you want to make sure that you're in on all these drawings, make sure you join the operating crew. That's aroundthelayout.com/crew. That will get you entered into drawings just like this every month, where we give away awesome prizes. And then in December, we've set quite a tradition for giving away a lot of stuff. Last year, it was nearly $3,000 worth of stuff in one night. Paul and I slept for 3 days after because we were exhausted, but it was a great time. So if you want to get in on the winning, plus all the other benefits of being an operating crew member and show your support for the podcast, aroundthelayout.com/crew. If you want to look as good as Dundas Junction does every Monday night when he's wearing bucket hats and T-shirts along with Trackside Mike, the only place to find that is aroundthelayout.com/shop. And if you sign up for the newsletter, you'll find a discount code in there. So first, sign up for the newsletter, then go to our shop. You'll be able to buy T-shirts, hats, hoodies, a whole bunch of different cool stuff with Around the Layout podcast on it. So definitely check it out at aroundthelayout.com/shop. We talked about the newsletter. That's atlpextra.com. Very simple and easy. You get a newsletter in your mailbox every month. We don't spam you. We send you one email a month that has some inside baseball news on the podcast, plus some additional listener submissions, tips and tricks, a whole bunch of stuff that we have going with our newsletter now in its fourth month, maybe, Paul, maybe third or fourth month. We're getting decent at it. So atlpextra.com, definitely check that out. Again, free to you to sign up and get delivered to your mailbox. And do we have anything else? And we talked about the survey, and I don't have the link. I don't have a banner for the survey, but it's this simple. See, we can do stuff right on the fly, Paul. We're that good.
That's it.
If we can hit enter and then make sure that it actually shows up. Look at that, aroundthelayout.com/survey. Check that out. Again, you can win a $200 gift certificate to Spring Creek Model Trains. We'll draw that at the end of June. But don't delay. Fill out the survey today. Hey, I'm a poet and I know it. And give us good, honest feedback. We want to hear what you think about Around the Layout podcast as we design and put future shows together. Love to have your feedback. Honest, blunt is okay too. So just tell us how it is and share that with us, and make sure you get that chance to win a $200 gift certificate to Spring Creek Model Trains. Aroundthelayout.com/survey.
We definitely. Oh, sorry, I was just going to say we definitely take take the feedback and we look at all the feedback, and that helps shape the future. It helps us decide, what we're doing now is right, but also how can we improve? We certainly intend to be here for a long time. And you would have noticed a lot of YouTube channels have dropped off, and other podcasts have dropped off. I know I used to listen to a lot, but not many around now. But we intend to be here for a long time, and continue to look at how we can improve, and what content is, what people want to listen to. It's not about Ray and me, it's about the listener.
We will be here as long as Paul is willing to work for a reasonable salary. And as long as I'm upright and walking, we'll continue to move the podcast forward, and certainly love to get stuff, get the feedback of our listeners. I'm just looking at some comments here that John Garvin and Solo. Ed O'Connell says, I just got my ATLP wear. Looking forward to wearing it tomorrow. So congratulations for that. And apparently we need more cowbell. Maybe that needs to be put in the survey. And then I got James, I do see your messages about the picture. I'll definitely check that out. I know you did message me on something. I've been spending all weekend, and if there's anybody that is an expert in the 3.6 liter Pentastar motor, definitely reach out to me, because I got some questions for you. That's what I've been working on, the wife's van and amongst other things, and traveling, but appreciate everybody's patience as the schedule's been a little off lately. We will get we'll get Don back in here for the Talking Ops episodes, and we've got a couple ideas lined up for that. So we'll get back to that. Took on a new job. It certainly is a challenge, just traveling a bit. So just be patient with me. We'll definitely get the shows out, and we'll definitely get back on track here very soon. Joey, you didn't miss a thing. Glad you were able to stop in, but you did miss Glenn Fricks winning the Rapido NPCU. So Glenn, congratulations again. And Joey, good to see you. And good to see everybody else. I think I'm in the mood to give away something else. What do you think, Paul? I think we should give away a t-shirt tonight.
Yeah.
I think we're going to give away an ATLP t-shirt for all the folks that have decided to spend their Sunday night with us and have sat here and heard us talk. So let me set that up real quick. I think it just takes a minute to do. And
I was just going to say about our international chat on which we spoke about earlier, was quite good this week. There was 11 for our first one. There was 11 operators from the operating crew, mainly Aussies, but there was New Zealand and of course US crew members, and it was a good talk. I quite enjoyed it. So it goes for about an hour. So for US Eastern Time, 7 a.m. on a Thursday morning, 9 p.m. Eastern Time Australian. And we'll build on it. We'll see what people want to talk about and go from there. But it's great to interact with other modelers, and I try and make the US based one. But for me, that's on a Wednesday around about 11 o'clock, isn't it, Ray? About Tuesday night for you?
Yep. Yeah, it's Tuesday. It's Tuesday night, usually around 8 o'clock at night, and sometimes it varies depending on what time I get back to a hotel.
Yeah.
But typically 8 o'clock.
That's usually my work time. But yes, we had a Canadian as well on Thursday. Thanks, John. Yeah. And it was enjoyable. So people showing their layouts as well online. So yeah, quite enjoyed it.
Yeah, awesome.
Back to you,
awesome.
Ray.
And yeah, Joey saying whenever I get back to laser cutting, I'll donate a kit to give away to commemorate my cutter back up and running. That'll be a day to celebrate, Joey. I can't wait for that to happen. Teddy Diorio saying that DI Oreo. See, I messed up. DI Oreo. I gotta say it like 3 times just to break it in. I'm retired. 7 a.m. is way too early. So Teddy, that's
before you spin, Ray, I'm just going to show you a photo.
We're gonna actually let me do this real quick. Let me share this screen, because everybody will be able to see that. So we're going to give away an ATLP t-shirt tonight to a lucky winner. And to do that, what you need to do is in the comments put hashtag Rapido, our good friends at Rapido who have sponsored tonight's giveaway. So type in hashtag Rapido, and we'll start collecting those entries, and we'll draw them here in a few minutes, but don't wait. Just throw in that hashtag Rapido, and Paul's trying to get in on the winning apparently, and we'll have to kick him back out. So excellent. So yeah, just put in, make sure it's hashtag Rapido or it won't take it. If you are confused as to which way to do it, just copy and paste what other people are putting, and that will get you in. And we're starting to collect the entries now. So go ahead, Paul. We'll take that off the screen and keep collecting those. So yeah, go ahead and share.
I was just going to show you a photo that's just been sent to me. So that's in real time. That's Brendan, who's engineer driving his locomotive. He stopped at a signal, and he's watching the live stream.
You never know where we're going to show up, and look at that. Is that a microwave?
That probably would. Yes, microwave in there.
Wow.
So he heat up his food. That would be a GE locomotive, I'm pretty sure. Brendan will probably message me and tell me what he's in.
Is it a GE microwave? That'll be the question. Does GE put GE microwaves in their cabs? That's pretty wild. And thanks for taking Paul and I along for the ride.
Yeah, absolutely.
I have never taken a cab ride in a locomotive. Never has happened. I was offered once, and for some reason, I chickened out and said no because I thought I was going to get in trouble at work. And
it's more difficult these days. I mean, I've done many cab rides in my role, but now it's very hard to do it for non-rail personnel.
Yeah, well, I'm definitely non-rail personnel, so I guess I'm just going to have to fantasize. And I tried Train Simulator to try to make it feel like it. And, now I know I will never be a train engineer because I fell asleep and woke up to the train off a siding and wrecked. So I guess they're not going to let me do that thing. So, that's cool. I've been up in a cab, but I've never rode in one. And Joey's talking about that. He's an Amtrak engineer, invited him up to the cab for a crew change, which is very cool to see. Paul Stamp, Paul Cassar was just talking about you and your tech. So when this replay is available, go back and take a listen. We were talking about all your awesome camera setups, and I'll have to be in touch with you about tech when I start to head towards doing more video stuff. So very cool that you're able to jump in and join us, Paul Stamp.
And Brendan Horton's just said it's a GE C44 ACI locomotive.
Okay. But how about the microwave? We haven't figured that one out yet.
Yep. Well, it is a microwave, but we don't know what brand it is.
Okay, we're going to see if we can do that. So, so awesome stuff. Make sure you throw those hashtags in there. Rapido, we'll give it another minute or so, and then we'll draw the winner for the ATLP t-shirt. And hashtag Rapido will get you that chance to win the t-shirt. So it's another couple of minutes on that. We got John Garvin. There were no microwaves in a CP Rail MLW RS18U that I had a cab in. So awesome stuff. And Darren saying, a microwave and a kettle too. So some pretty nice accommodations inside that cab. And then Eric, I believe it is to be fair, I've never been on a real train ride other than the short run at Starsford, PA Train Museum. So a lot of great cab. You're going on some big ones, including what was that? The big deal, right? That's the Indian River, you said.
Me, the Indian Pacific.
Yeah, you.
Indian Pacific.
Indian Pacific. I'm sorry. Yep.
Yeah, that's the one that Drew James went on earlier this year. He went from Perth to Sydney. I've also done the Garn, which is a north-south run from Darwin down to Adelaide. Amazing trip, just amazing on the train. And this one's about, 3,000 miles, something like that, on the Indian Pacific, and stops at a number of stops. And it's a great trip as well. Open bar, there's a lounge car that's all part of it. It's great.
Not the sights, the scenes, not anything else. Paul mentions open bar as the very first feature of this train. I wonder what's on his mind.
A lot of desert out. When people think of Australia, it is the outback. Well, other than the coast sides, there's a lot of red dirt in between. So
gotta have something to pass the time.
Yeah.
Is this the same ride that Drew James took?
Yeah.
When he was over, and that was pretty cool. And we covered that in a past episode or past issue of ATLP Extra. So
that's correct.
Very cool. I think last call for hashtag Rapido. Give it 5 more seconds. So type fast hashtag Rapido.
answering Nick's question, yes, it's available on YouTube as well. We record and save on YouTube, so you can play this back.
Absolutely. All right. I think we've hit the hashtag Rapido stuff, as Trackside Mike has just jumped in and said hello. So good to see him. And there we go. Whoops, I clicked on the other one. The June extra is due out in 2 days on the 10th. So in fact, tonight's winner was the last piece I needed before I could button it up and get it ready to send on the 10th. So very cool. You'll be seeing that soon, Ed. All right, let's pick a winner. Let's add this to the stage. We have 23 entries for hashtag Rapido. I'm going to hit draw, and we're going to find out who the winner is. And if it comes up around the Layout podcast, Paul, we're going to redraw it.
Yeah, but the only time I win, no.
All right. I'm not sure how to say that. Is that from New Zealand?
I think so.
Oh, yeah, I think that was our gentleman that joined us from New Zealand. So congratulations to you. Do me a favor, reach out to me at aroundthelayout@gmail.com so that I can send me your t-shirt size and your address so that I can get that sent out to you. So congratulations to Kagori. Maybe we can say Kagori. Yeah. I'm terrible at this. I mean, I just learned DI Oreo. You know how long that took me to learn, Paul? And I'm trying to learn pronunciations. Yeah. But regardless if I botched your name or not, congratulations to you for winning the Around the Layout podcast t-shirt. And again, send me your size and your shipping address to aroundthelayout@gmail.com.
And in response to your question about the cab, Brendan said they also have a proper real fridge as well.
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
That would be for soft drinks only.
Hey, while we're here, there's another thing we should also mention. Aroundthelayout.com/question. Let me see if we can pull that up real quick. Yeah. This one, we're looking for your answers, and we're looking for some new folks as well. And we'd love to hear from everybody. We actually just added a brand new question of the month, which is, and this is exactly the page, aroundthelayout.com/question. We'll show you just how easy this is. And the question of the month is, what is the biggest benefit that model railroading has provided? Let's me read that again. I'll pretend this is audio and I can edit. What is the biggest benefit that model railroading has provided you? Tell us all about it in 90 seconds or less. This is how easy it is. Go to aroundthelayout.com/question. Press start recording now. You record it right here. It uses whatever device. And if you're using a phone, perfect, because it will pick up the audio from that. You tell us your name and where you're from. And if you got to print this out and fill it in because you can't remember your name, that's quite all right. You don't have to tell anybody. My name is Paul, and I'm from Sydney, Australia. And 3, answer the question of the month. And then just simply listen to Around the Layout podcast. The episode of the month is the last Around the Layout podcast episode of the month. See if Ray read, he would also be able to speak to see if your answer was selected. By submitting your answer, you're giving Around the Layout podcast permission to use your voice recording on future podcasts. So you want to hear yourself on Around the Layout podcast, that's how you do it. And we'd love to hear what you have to say about what the biggest benefit that model railroading has provided you. So again, aroundthelayout.com/question. Go ahead, Paul.
One of my favorite parts of that podcast is hearing answers to the question. It gives the audience a chance to provide feedback and participate in that podcast. And I always find it quite interesting, some of the answers. It's different dimension to that podcast. So I encourage everyone to, because you'll always hear me, because when Ray doesn't have enough, he'll message me and say, Paul, can you answer the question? But we really like to get a lot more to participate. So
we actually have quite a few that participate. Usually what happens is Ray hits the panic button about 5 days before, and then all of a sudden, as soon as Paul sends one in, we get a good flood of answers. So lots of great participation. And then, I know some people are a little shy and don't like the sound of their own voice. Neither did I for quite a while. And then you get used to it. So don't worry about that. We all think everybody's got a great voice and we love to hear them. So just hit that record button, send it in, and get your answer in so you can be heard on the podcast. So
sure.
I think we've covered just about everything. You know, we want to make sure everybody, hit the website aroundthelayout.com. All the stuff that we talked about tonight is there. Definitely check us out. The question of the month, obviously, the ATLP Extra, sign up for that. Yeah, you've got your homework for a Sunday night. So while you're sitting there relaxing, or if it's Paul and you got the day off, you got a little bit of time to head to aroundthelayout.com and knock out the survey and answer the question of the month, and maybe do a little browsing in the store and pick yourself out another t-shirt. So again, everybody, thank you so much for joining us on a Sunday evening to do our June 2025 Operating Crew giveaway. If you don't want to be left out next time, go to aroundthelayout.com/crew, sign up, $3 a month, get you all the benefits plus the chance to win. We certainly do appreciate all the support that gives us. So again, everybody have a fantastic Sunday, or if you're with Paul, enjoy your day off. Monday. All right. Thanks everybody.